Hello, welcome to my channel today. I hope you're doing good, having a good day. Today I am working on a swap and I'm supposed to make 2 layered embellishments. And we followed a YouTube video by, I think her name is the Prickly Pink Crafter, and she made some of these, and I will link that in the description box if you want to go look at that. She probably does this tutorial or making one way better than me, but we'll try stumbling through this. So I made the first one, as you can see, and it's quite layered, but turns out really pretty. So one of the challenges that about this was we were supposed to try to layer and not worry about covering things up, because it will show through. Because we all know when we try to layer that we end up going this way and that way trying to make it show, and really the people that layer the best just keep piling it on and you can just see little peaks of it. So I have pattern paper here at the back, it's cardstock, and then I ruffled, and I'll show you how we ruffle this paper. That's another color cardstock that's ruffled, and then it's made into these, I don't know what you call them. They call them ruffles, so it's like a plateau. Anyways, that's ruffled, and then there's some tulle with sparkly, it's kind of almost like blue and holographic, I guess they call that, on there. And then I had a die cut that I put on one layer, and then that's an actual die cut, and then a printed die cut that I put on the other layer, and then a little wooden piece that's actually this long, so see it's all covered up, and one of these sparkly butterflies, I would say glitter butterflies, and a little heart, and these little water drops. I call them water drops because I think they look like water. They're clear. I really like using those. And then on the butterfly I put paper flower and another little flower in the center. And then some gold thread is winding through there too. And there's another die cut under here, a little one. So anyways, I think it turned out really pretty. So we're going to try to make one, and I'll show you how to make it. So I cut the base, and I just used some patterned cardstock. And then to make that next part was really cool how she did it. Well, first I'm going to show you how you make this. You just take a strip of paper, and you want it a little bit long, but you can cut it off once you're done. You can cut it off to whatever size you want. And I think I've showed you this one time before, where you to make these, you can make ruffles different ways with paper, but this is one unique way to make it. First you fold that way, then you fold under. And if it's not straight, that's fine, because that's part of the charm of it, I guess we call it. Then you go down a certain length, however you want to. You could be really tight or a little bit further, and you make another one. And then you go under. And you go down the line until you have them all the way that you want. Now normally if I was doing this, and then a lot of people will sew this, but we want to leave, we want this to be cardstock, and we want to leave it unsewn because we want the height. We're going to get some depth out of this by it sitting up like that, and that's why we want to use cardstock instead of just copy paper or typing paper. So we do that all the way down, and then because I want it to stand up really good and everything, I took a bone folder and I creased all of the edges, front and back, to kind of give it a more sharper edge. And this is the one I'm going to put on top of here. And then what she did was she kind of pulled it out a little bit, and she took whatever kind of tulle or fabric, lace, whatever you're going to use to put on the back, and she glued it to the back of this, which is what we're going to do. Let's see, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use art glitter glue. I'm going to be going, actually, I think you just need to do the top. I never really thought about it. I've only done one of these guys, so I'll just put it all over. We don't want to put it too much on that edge though, because we don't want it to glue down. So, and we want this tool to stick, so there we go. And then I want the side of the best side showing. So then you just kind of lay it on there like that, and you start pressing it down and making sure that it's in its shape. So those are standing up, making sure that they're going to stand up and not be flat, like so. Here we go. Now when I'm doing something like this, I always lay out the whole layout first, and then I glue it. So you know, I like it this way because it's a little bit, it's going a little bit like this. And I didn't get that centered. I could have had it down there a little bit more, but that's going to be all right. That's going to be all right. All right. So next she had, the next layer she had some type of die cut or something set up there. I use this. I can't remember what she used. She used like a flower, and she cut it in half, like a white flower. But I had these die cuts sitting around for a while, and I thought I would try this on here. And then I had this flower like this. Oh, are we supposed to put, nope, that goes over the top. Okay, like so. And then I do have these wooden pieces. This little wooden piece, like I have a few of them, but I wanted to try something different. I'll just show you one here. I, for some reason, had these, got these a while ago, never used them. Well, come here. It won't come up. So I do have some, but I wanted to see what a die cut would be like. So I have a frame, just a square frame like this, and it was all these parts. So I just cut one side of the frame off, and I thought we could use that because not everybody has those wooden pieces. And we could put that underneath it like that. Okay. And then I put the butterfly over here, and I put the flower on top of that one, and then I put this over here somewhere. So, but we need to put in threads and everything else, and some of this. I'm going to use a little bit of this in there too. So let's put this behind this like this, so we get a little sparkle behind there. So I'm going to actually use my fabric tack for that, because fabric tack sticks all kinds of, here I need to clean this off. Fabric tack sticks all kinds of materials like mesh better. I'm going to put a little bit on that one, and then I'm going to put a good dollop on this one in the middle, because the edges are going to be sticking out. We hope. We hope. So let's just kind of pat that down there. Actually, we don't want it, we want to put it a little bit more in the middle, a little bit more this way. So we'll end up being too far and have too much sticking out. Like I said, I've only done one of these guys, so this is me learning how to do it. Or me. You know what? We should glue this down. That would be better. So it wouldn't be moving all over the place. Now, I am not great at layering and covering. I always worry about covering things up. So this has been fun trying to do this, and just keep putting things on it, and don't worry about whether you cover it up, because it always ends up peeking out, like I said. Okay, that's what we're going to do there. And then we're going to put this pretty flower right there. And as you can see, you could use all kinds of different things for this. You could die cut your flowers and use them. You probably have all kinds of shapes to be, that needs to be glued down a little bit more. Maybe like right there on the edge of the flower. Okay, now we need the thread. Now I had some thread and I think I buried it. I had some pink thread, but I wanted to try some gold thread. Well, we might have to get some more out because I think I buried it here somewhere, guys. Okay, well, I'll just get some more out. I don't know, can you see my mess over here? I have a whole pile of stuff going on over here. I got this at a garage sale one time, so this is a little thicker. I wanted to try some gold. Okay. Now, we're just gonna dollop some glue around. So hopefully the thread will catch. I don't want it too tight. Just kind of tack it down and get glue on your fingers. Now she used hot glue, and I have never been good with hot glue. I don't know if I can't get it to stick or what. Okay, so we got our thread and our butterfly. Or do we want, maybe we want the butterfly more this way. So this can be right in the middle of the flower. Not quite sure. Let's do the flower first. And our glue is leaking. Okay, let's do this flower first. Well, the good thing about this is, if you don't like the first one, you can always make another one. And the butterfly. And I had not decided on what to put in the middle of the flower like I did on the other one. I was thinking maybe a gem this time. And also we put a thread behind the flower again. Oh, you know what? We forgot one whole part. Oops. We need to add this. This. There. Then we'll put the flower on. You're gonna have to change my name to Messy, Absent-Minded Crafter. I want the flower to be in between those petals. There. All right. And then we're stuck to the paper here. And then we want to put this somewhere. I was thinking like there. We might want to cut that off a little bit more so it looks a little straighter. I'll have to get some stuff to set it up. But what are we going to put in the middle of the flower? Let's see what I got over here. That's kind of pretty. Oh, I like that. And I have some of this tape over here real quick. So, as you can see, it's kind of fun. Use up some of your scraps too. So, we want the raised part on the beautiful. Want it right there approximately. I never cut this Dollar Tree foam tape with my good scissors because it gets sticky on it. So I always use my old scissors that I have around for stuff I really want to hack. So, all right. And then put a big dollop. So we're going to set that there. There. And I think we'll go ahead and add this one because it's pretty. This is a Temu find. I'm going to miss Temu because of the tariffs. Man, I hope they figure it out. I don't know if you can get little things like that anywhere else. All right. Now, I will go and get some more of these, like these little water drop ones, and I will set them in a couple places on the embellishment. And you could use these as bag toppers when you're done. If you wanted to, get another piece of paper and attach this to the bag. That's always a good place to do it because you've got a little raised thing. And if you're sending something in a bag in a swap, you probably have enough room. You know, you're not going in the mail where you want it flat. So anyways, there are my two. I think my first one turned out a little bit better, but I like pinks. So that might be why. But I will get a little piece of cardstock, printed cardstock, and attach this with a little bit of foam tape so that she can pull them off. And then I'll put it in a bag and I'll put a bag topper on the top and send it off as my swap. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope I helped you feel creative and think of doing something creative today. And you guys really take care.